everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I have my empties video. So this is the stuff that I used up for a couple months. It takes me a while to get through an empty, but I do have quite a bit of stuff in here. I've kind of been accumulating for a while. This may be a long video, so you might want to get comfy. I've been trying to edit down my videos, but this is my drawer of stuff. It is a giant drawer, so typically you'll never see it filled or overflowing or anything. And I'll try to get through a lot of this pretty quickly. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so also excuse the hair. It was one of those days where I got ready, and I don't know if any of you guys have this, where you get so ready and then you're like, I don't feel like doing my hair. I just don't. So that was kind of how I felt about it, but you know, it happens. So the first product I have, speaking of hair, is the, what is it, Maui Moisture, Maui Moisture, one of those two. I'm terrible with names, so. And this is the Thickening and Restore Bamboo Fibers Blowout Mist for weak brittle hair. And I had seen this on Jen Loves Reviews, her channel, and she just felt like it had helped her hair. And I would agree. I really like this. I've already purchased it. I think that this has made my hair less likely to break. I think it feels thicker in regards to, I don't think I'm losing as much hair, honestly. It is silicone free, I believe. They are cruelty-free and deemed organic. But again, this is definitely a top choice product for me, so I will definitely be repurchasing this. The next thing I have is just a shaving cream. This is the Pure Silk Shaving Cream. I, pretty much used whatever shaving cream I had, and then it got to a point where my skin was getting really dry, and I just decided that it might be in my best nature to switch to a shaving oil, which I did. I've definitely noticed a difference in how dry my skin is. So I pretty much used this up and bought the shaving oil instead. I think in the summer, I could definitely probably go back to a shaving cream if I really wanted to. But honestly, I feel like it's helped the irritation, especially with under my arm shaving. And I kind of feel like I get a closer shave with the shaving oil. So I don't necessarily know that I will go back to a shaving cream, but this one, I don't know. I don't understand why they're scented, because I never notice a scent with shaving cream. The next thing I have is a hairspray, and this is the Garnier Fructis Full Control Hairspray. This is usually the hairspray I buy when I don't want to spend a ton of money on hairspray. If I want to spend a ton of money on hairspray, the ones that I like are the Bedhead, the one that's always recommended by Jessica Braun, or the Big Sexy in the red can. But both of those are really pricey, and so I don't always want to spend that much money on a hairspray. This one I think works fine. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. It just kind of depends. But for the most part, it works, and I don't really need anything else. My next product is a moisturizer. This is the Belief True Cream Moisturizing Balm. Not balm. And this was like a moisturizing, it's completely empty. There's nothing left. But it was a pretty good moisturizer. I really liked it. I'm not entirely sure it's worth the price tag though, because lately I've been using the Neutrogena water gel, and I really like the way that is for moisturizer. So I don't necessarily know that I would spend the money on this. Maybe if it was the 20% off sale, I might. But it's a nice moisturizer. I didn't notice any breakouts. It doesn't really have a strong fragrance. It does kind of have a bit of a floral fragrance. I'm lying. I guess I just never noticed, but definitely does have a florally fragrance to it. This is the smaller jar, and I think this was still $30. I don't even know. But like I said, it's good. Do I think that there are other good moisturizers out on the market for cheaper? Yes, I do. I haven't really found a moisturizer where I'm like, oh my god, I have to buy this. So I don't know. Maybe I just need to try a few more. But I mean, I liked this one. I just don't think it was necessarily worth the money. My next product is the It Cosmetics CC Cream, and I was in the shade, what shade was I in? It's in the shade, does it say? I have no idea. I think I was in the shade Light. Really doesn't say on the bottle. Okay, I think I was, so my next product is the It Cosmetics CC Cream. I buy this every summer. I don't really care for it in the winter. I don't know why, I just don't. But I really like it in the summer, especially when I'm going to be outside. I've noticed that it's really good at being almost like a little bit sweat proof. It doesn't come off as quickly, especially when you set it. I do have to set this because otherwise it just moves on me way too much. I like the fact that it has an SPF 50, so whenever I'm going somewhere warm or I know I'm going to be outside, this is my go-to. Like, this is the thing I take. We did a cruise to like parts of Mexico and South America, and I just brought this foundation, and I'm always super happy with it. I don't get any breakouts or anything. Like I said, my only thing is I do have to set this because otherwise it moves on me. It does break apart like on my nose, but I don't really think anything stays on my nose that well. But I like squeezed out every last drop I could of this before I went to a different winter BB cream CC cream. So the next product I have is a sad one. It's sad. It literally breaks my heart. And it is the Rimmel Lasting Finish Comfort Serum. This was like my holy grail drugstore foundation. Why they discontinued this, I don't know, because I heard a lot of good people talk about it. Now, I will say, I know some people had mentioned that it broke them out. So I don't know if it's something where they were just trying to make maybe a better formula. But I don't even want to try the other one that came out because that's how disappointed I was that they got rid of this. And I scraped the bottle as best I could. The best combination I ever had for my skin was this with my Milani primer. And honestly, I don't like my Milani primer with as many foundations as I liked it with this. Like, I'm so disappointed. So disappointed that this isn't around. If you actually have recommendations, if you liked this foundation and you can tell me something that's similar, because I'm struggling at this point to find anything that I like as much as I liked this. So sad. I would repurchase this again if I could, but obviously I can't. The next product I have is the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit, their liquid lipstick formula, and this is in the shade Nudist Peach. This is the only product in here that is not actually empty, but I am getting rid of it. And honestly, it's not because I dislike the color. I actually thought this color was really nice for the summer. I might be able to get a swatch for you. But you'll kind of notice, see how it's like thinned out? It's actually breaking apart. Which none of my other ones that I've bought have done this. I'm guessing this one just got old, but it started to get patchy, and when it dried down weird and started like flaking off, which I've never had that problem with these. Even the other ones I don't have that problem with. So I'm guessing it just went bad. So I just figured it was time. It was time to say goodbye. I might repurchase this. I right now have so many other lip products that I don't necessarily know that I need to repurchase this, but it's definitely a color that I liked. I didn't wear it in the winter because I typically go for like darker shades in the winter. So this is more of like a summer look, and in the summer I've kind of been more into lip glosses than I have like liquid lipsticks. So I don't know that I would repurchase this, but I do like it. I like their liquid lipstick formula. I know a lot of people complain that they're super drying. I didn't really find them to be any more drying than some other brands. I actually feel like some other brands are more drying. So I think they're fine. I wear them a lot. So my next product is the Bare Minerals Prime Time, what is this? Primer. And this is the original one. I've tried one of the other ones and I don't like them as much, but this one, This right here is the product that started really getting me into makeup. So when I was younger, obviously I used to wear makeup. You know, I was probably in high school, my 20s. I wore the CoverGirl powder that, you know which one I'm talking about, when everybody wore it. And, you know, I wore that. I wore mascara. I couldn't even tell you what mascara I wore. And then usually I just kind of wore a lip gloss and blush. That's pretty much it. It's all I really wore. Sometimes I would wear eyeshadow, but I pretty much, now that I'm thinking back on it, probably bought really bad eyeshadows because I don't ever remember them lasting. It's actually part of the reason why I stopped wearing eyeshadow, because it would crease on me. Back then I didn't know about eye primer. I was a little behind the times. Actually, I think anybody who's not into makeup doesn't really know about eye primer. But I had heard about primers, and I, again, have pores. My foundation, my powder, just when I was using a liquid foundation, also used the CoverGirl one, you know, with the blue cap, it just broke apart on me, and it didn't last, and it was frustrating that it didn't last, and I didn't like the way it looked. So I'd heard about Bare Minerals. My mom was using it at the time. You know, it was kind of that new brand that had come out. It was supposed to be more natural. Like, I remember when they had kind of like infomercials, or were on QVC. And I thought, well, it's supposed to be a better brand. I should try this. I'm pretty sure it's more of like a silicone-based primer, if I remember correctly. And I tried it and I loved it. I was literally like, this makes my foundation last so much better. This is empty. Every so often I repurchase this just as kind of like a memory to see if I still like it as much. It was my holy grail primer for the longest time. Now that I've tried other primers and have seen what some of them can do, I don't purchase this one as much. But however, I actually still like this primer, and I do still wear it a good amount. So I definitely, every so often I do repurchase this, especially when it is part of the 21 days of beauty sale, because then I can get it half off. But I do like this. That's actually when I bought it last year, and I probably will repurchase it again, just because I actually don't mind having more of like the silicone-y feeling primers. So the next product I have is the Olay Moisture Ribbon Plus. This is a body wash. It's supposed to be like a body wash kind of moisturizer. I really like this. The only reason why I haven't repurchased this yet is because I bought something else to see if it would be like even more moisturizing or to compare. But I liked this one. I loved the scent. You could put lavender in anything, and I would probably buy it. Lavender and coconut. I am one of those people who's a sucker for coconut. This was really good. Here's what I will tell you about this. If you choose to purchase this item, you only need a little bit. Because the first time I used it, I squeezed way too much on my loofah, and it was sudsy for an eternity. It took me forever to rinse it out. So yeah, now I've learned my lesson, and now I'm careful that I don't use as much. So then this thing lasted me forever. Like, it was the never-ending thing of moisturizer. So I do actually think it's a really good deal, because you'll have it for eternity. Not eternity, but you'll have it for a long time. So the next thing I have, which I feel like will be in pretty much every single one of these that I do, is my favorite makeup wipes. These are the Cetaphil Gentle Makeup Removing Wipes with aloe vera and chamomile. Cetaphil makes another one that's in like a blue, dark blue package, and those stink. Like, those are terrible. These are amazing. Now, I don't think any makeup wipes really get all of your makeup off. But I do think that these do a better job than anything I've tried, and when I use them on my eyes, they don't burn. So I really, really like these. I always repurchase these. They're good for, most of the time I try to be really good and like wash my face, but every so often we'll get home like super late, or I'm sick, or I fell asleep on the couch and I don't really feel like doing the whole makeup off routine. So I will just use one of these, and then sometimes if I'm really awake, I will like use a cleanser afterwards. Sometimes, honestly, I just use this and then I wash my face in the morning because we've all had those. So the next product I have is the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and I am in the shade Light. This was the very first one I ever bought. It lasted me forever, and then I kept the empty tube until I repurchased another one because I was kind of like, should I repurchase this? Should I try something else? I tried a bunch of other concealers before I repurchased this, and I just wasn't as happy for like more long wear events. I don't use this every day. I mostly use it when I really need it to, my under eye area to not really wrinkle as much, to hide a little bit more imperfections, and to last. Like if I'm working all day and then going to an event afterwards, I really want to wear makeup that I know is going to get me through it. And this always does. So it's not that I don't think that there are other concealers out there, because again, this is too heavy for me to wear every day. But I do like it, and I do like it for that reason, because I do think it's more of a long wear. It's going to take a lot longer for it to move on me. So this is something I'll probably continue to repurchase unless I find something else that's better. So my next product is the Essence Lash, Lashes of the Day Super Volume Mascara. And honestly, I don't really remember how I felt about this. I think I liked it, and I'll show you what the brush looks like. So the brush looks like this, so it's just that kind of brush. Hang on, let me see if I can get it better. And I remember liking it. I mean, I like a lot of Essence's mascaras. I think they do a really good job. And I don't remember hating it, but I remember thinking that there were other ones that I liked more in the Essence line than this one. So I thought it was really good, but I didn't think it was better than the one I really like from the Essence line that I would rather repurchase. So that's how I feel about this one. Another Essence product that I have is the Essence Make Me Brow. I always keep one of these on hand. I think this is awesome. I actually used the new one that I have in my brows today. When I don't really feel the need to like pencil in my brows or make them perfect, which you'll notice they're not on the same page today, this is kind of what I use. Or when I want to use a pencil and I really want to hold them into place, again on the days when I'm really going for a full wear day, like the more than 12 hours, I will do this just so my brows don't like, I guess you could say, wipe off in parts. Like if I go like this and have an itch, I'm not gonna like end up with a bald spot, because they'll stay in place or I don't bump them or anything. So I do always keep one of these on hand. I want to say it's like $2.99, if that, might be $1.99, but it's really good and I really like it. So now I have the Anastasia Brow Wiz. And I know a lot of people talk about this. I liked this. I think it lasted for a really long time. Would I repurchase it? Probably not. Not because I think it's a bad product. I think it's a fine product. But I'm not somebody who, I have brows, so I'm not somebody who has to really draw in my brows to a specific point. You know, I'm kind of just filling in bald spots or just kind of evening them out a little bit. So for me, I don't even need like a tiny pointed pencil or tiny, pencil. That's what this is. I just need something to kind of do like a quick fill in. And I think for the price, for me, this isn't worth it. Now, potentially in the future, would I buy this if I really needed to draw my brows? Maybe. But I do actually think that there are drugstore ones that are just as good as this. So I don't necessarily feel like this is amazing any better than anything else. I will say I didn't notice it smudging as much, not smudging, like fading as much as some of the drugstore ones that I've tried. Right now I'm trying a new drugstore one, which I feel like is pretty comparable to this, so we'll have to see. But so far, I mean, I think it's a pretty good product, and I don't hate it. The other concealer that I have in this haul is the Ulta Beauty, what is this? Full Coverage Liquid Concealer. And I'm in the shade Light Cool. I don't remember how I feel about it. I was trying this and the Makeup Revolution concealer at the same time. And I thought that I didn't like this one more than that one. And then I repurchased that one. And then I was like, wait, maybe it is the other one that I liked better. So I may repurchase this just to get my mind around which one I liked better. But I don't remember loving it. Like, I do think it does a really good job, but I don't remember it being awesome. But again, maybe I just got the two concealers confused. And maybe this is the one that I liked more. I'll have to see. I don't think it was, though, which makes me think that I probably shouldn't repurchase it, but maybe I will just see how it is. I know that this is one of the products that Ulta is going to have on sale during their 21 Days of Beauty, so I might pick up another one just so I have it and can compare. So I also have the Burt's Bees cleansing oil. This cleansing oil is my jam. I have repurchased several of these. I love them. I don't necessarily know that I will ever go back to a cleansing balm. I've tried a couple cleansing balms and I hate them. I kind of hate them. I don't understand the mass appeal. And I just feel like these hydrate my skin better. I feel like they do a better job of taking off my makeup. Unless I botch using this, which you have to be specific with how you use this. Unless I botch how I use it, I don't think that this is a bad product. Like, I think this product is amazing. And why I said botching how you use it. First of all, your hands have to be completely dry when you go to pump this out. No water on your hands whatsoever. And then you like rub it in. You rub it in really nice and good. And then you take a tiny little bit of water. Just a tiny bit. And like I just kind of very gently like put this top part of my hand in the water and then like rub it together with my other hand, or maybe just put like both hands real quick underneath that much and rub it in until it almost takes on a like balmy, it just changes. It gets like thick and everything. And then you rinse your hands off, like, well, at least I rinse my hands off, and you'll see like the makeup even run off your hands in the water. And then you rinse your face, and I've rinsed my face, used a cleanser on top of it, so I do double cleanse with this. And when I go and take like a cotton pad and put toner on my face, there's almost no makeup that comes off on the cotton pad, and I've never been able to do that with anything else. So that's kind of why it does not make my vision cloudy. It does not break me out. Actually, I think helps with my breakouts. I don't think it dries out my skin. I think that this is a winner. So, but again, you have to be really careful, because if I've had water on my hands when I go to start this, and it doesn't take the makeup off as well. So bear that in mind. Next, I have the LA Girl Pro Matte Foundation. I like LA Girl products. The ones that I've tried, I do not like this foundation. Did I like it enough to use it up? Yes. I was in the shade Bisque, by the way. They have a terrible shade range. But would I repurchase this? No, I wouldn't. Before I bought this, I was using the L'Oreal Infallible Matte Foundation. I don't even know. Pro Matte? Pro Glow? I don't know. It was the matte version of the Pro Glow. And I still like that way better. The only problem with that one is it kind of oxidizes on me, so I have a hard time like figuring out which shade works best. But this one, it just kind of felt cakey. It dried down weird. I don't know. I had struggled with this. Like, I struggled. Like, I honestly feel that, like, I just reviewed the Morphe foundation, and I didn't even love that, but I like that better than this. Like, I would definitely repurchase that over this. That's how much I didn't like this. So my next product is the Caudalie, I'm trying to remember what this was called. It's like their essence spray. Part of the reason why I don't remember what this is called is because I went to Austria And Caudalie, I believe, is made in, it's made in France. So when I went to Austria, this was way cheaper. Even with the conversion rate from dollars to euros, this was still way cheaper. It cost me like $20. I believe in the States it costs over $30, if I remember correctly when I looked into it. They carry Caudalie in Austria in the drugstore. Like, we went into a pharmacy and all of a sudden I saw a Caudalie display and my heart jumped for joy because I actually like a lot of their products. So I bought this just because I wanted to try it. It's like an essence / toner, and I was kind of just spraying it on my face. I don't really think it did anything. That's the only reason why I wouldn't repurchase this. So I'm really glad I didn't pay full price because I was looking for an essence. I just don't think that this is it. Again, I don't think that it's worth the price here in the US. But I also just didn't really think that it does anything. But I love Caudalie products. So, like, I love their moisturizer that's in the, like, pink tube. Love that. Like, when my face is dry, that's what I use. When my face is irritated, that's what I use. I've used their also, like, hydro serum that you can mix in with your foundation. Amazing. Like, it's so good. I'm trying to think of what else products. I've used other products. I've used their eye cream. It's very moisturizing. This just didn't really do anything for me. So out of all the Caudalie products that I've tried, this one's my least favorite. Next, I have my favorite dry shampoo, the Batiste Tropical Scent. I love the way this smells. It smells so good. And I bought a new one that's a different scent, and I was so disappointed because it does not smell as good as this. I always keep dry shampoo. My hair is very dry. I don't wash it every day. So when it gets to the point where either A, I need volume, or B, I just need to soak up a little bit of that root oil, I use a dry shampoo. I've used other dry shampoos, and I always go back to this one. Now, here's what I learned about dry shampoo. In the past, I would spray some in my hair and just go. And then I was like leaving the white sprayy mist, and it was a little frustrating because I didn't really love it. So now I have actually read the directions, and then thanks to Kathleen Lights had kind of properly learned how to use this. And so you spray it in, you leave it 30 seconds, like leave it kind of meld into your head, I guess. And then rub it through, like rub it like you rub shampoo. It works so much better. Now I question all my other dry shampoo application, like maybe those would work better if I use them in the same way. Who knows? But either way, I like this one and it's not overly expensive, so why should I buy something that's more? My next product should come as no surprise to anyone. It is the Milani Make It Last Setting Spray. This is one of my favorite setting sprays. Absolutely favorite setting sprays. This one I always have on hand. This is pretty much the setting spray I use for every day. This is one of those products that I repurchase over and over and over again. I love it. Like, it's my whole heart. It's one of my holy grail products. Okay, I have several mascaras. Like, I know I showed you one earlier, but I have 3 more. So I have, let's start with this one. This is the Essence. This is one of their Lash Princesses. It's in the green tube. I have learned that I like the pink tube better. This one works fine. I know a lot of people really like this one, but the pink one is my favorite one. It's got more of like a curved wand. This one is more of a straight wand, which looks like this. Like I said, I think this one worked well. I just prefer the other one. The other product I have is the L'Oreal Lash Paradise mascara. And I like this mascara. And I've talked about this in another video, I hate the packaging. And I know that sounds weird, but I feel like every time you pull the mascara out, you put it back in, it like accumulates around the edge and you waste all of this product. I don't know why it does that. I personally think that's why some people think that this dries out so quickly, because I don't have an issue with it drying out. And here's my 2 reasons why I don't think I have an issue with it drying out as quickly as everybody else. One, because after I've used it for about a week or 2 weeks, I will take a napkin and I will clean off the brush. And what I've noticed is if you do that, you don't end up with as much buildup and dry parts from this being more accumulated to the air. The other thing I will do is I will take a Q-tip and put it in and like wipe off this whole crusty, gross edge. Because what I think happens is you pull it out and then you have all these dry bits on the wand, and that's really why you think it's dry. So that's a tip. If you think that this dries out too quickly, I would say try that, because I can get this to go much longer than a month, and I know that's typically the timeline that other people say this starts getting funky. So usually when it gets to that point is when I really clean it out, but I try to clean it before then, usually about every 2 weeks. The other mascara I have is the CoverGirl, what is this? The Super Thick Lash Hydrofuge Mascara. And I ordered this because it had really good reviews. I think that this is a great mascara, especially for length. I use this one with a volumizing mascara, and then this one too. So like this one lengthened, that one volume, and it was great. I never had an issue with it flaking or smudging. I would probably repurchase this, but I again think it worked better with a volumizing mascara. I believe I used this with the Lash Princess and with the Lash Paradise. So I may have even used this with that first Essence one, but I don't really remember. I just know I used this with another one. The other concealer that I talked about earlier, this is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer. I use this up because I always use concealers up. I think it's good. I was in the shade C2. I think it's good, but it's not my favorite. Like, I just like other concealers better. I'm trying to find a drugstore concealer that's a little bit more high coverage than the Maybelline Age Rewind, that doesn't crease or look cakey towards the end of the day. I don't necessarily think that this did it. I thought that this was really nice, and then I bought it again. Like, this is the repurchased one, and I just felt like it didn't live up to what I remembered it being. Finally, my last product, I promise, is the NYX Epic Ink Eyeliner. I bought this because a lot of people talk about it. A lot of people still talk about this being a great eyeliner. And I remember I bought it and I used it the very first time and it smudged. It smudged so bad and it bled and ran and it was way too wet. So after a while, I kind of realized that I had to let it dry and kind of keep my eyes closed so it could dry down, because once it dried down, it was fine. But it still wasn't my favorite, and I kind of felt like it was a lot of work for what it was doing. Then after a while, it seemed like it was better. I don't know if it started to dry up or whatever, but I liked it better. And then all of a sudden, it broke. And now it is, I don't even know if you can see the little bubble on it. See the little bubble? It leaks. It leaks everywhere. So this isn't even empty, and I was finally like, I had to be mindful. I was making sure it didn't drip on me, sorry. I had to be mindful when I open this to like wipe it off and be super careful, and I had to start storing it like this way, and typically I store my liquid eyeliners like this so that way the product can run to the tip. And I was so frustrated with this product because it just seemed like way too much work. I have other eyeliners that I like so much better because it's just less hassle. Do I think when this dried down it did a great job? Sure. But I think the Kat Von D one is less work than this. I don't necessarily know that I love the Kat Von D one, but I do think it's better than dealing with this shenanigans. The Stila one, which is what I'm wearing today, I think does a better job. My favorite liquid eyeliner, and it annoys me so much that they haven't gotten to a store yet because I would love to not purchase it online, is the M Cosmetics Illustrative Eyeliner. It is so good. Like, it is so good. And I think if people had access to it, more people would try it and people would love it because I love it. Now, I've heard that a lot of people have talked about the M Cosmetics lip glosses. I will tell you, if you're ordering a lip gloss, order the eyeliner. The eyeliner is so good. It's so good. I got it in an Ipsy and I was like hooked. I'm still hooked. It is still the one that I like better than any of the other ones I've tried. Right now I'm trying to find like a drugstore liquid eyeliner that I don't hate. So if you have recommendations, please link them down below because this one's not my favorite. So that is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed. That's my empties. That is all the products that I've used up recently. You'll notice a lot of mascaras and a lot of concealers. That's what I use up the fastest. And I hope you come back and look forward to seeing you again soon.